Where'd you get into all of this?
It's hard to know exactly where to start, but a good enough place is actually Paul Chek's teachings, because I know that they were important to you,
big time.
Your background as well. Because once I did learn about the 4 doctors, for the listeners, they're familiar with that?
No, recount.
Dr. Diet, Dr. Quiet, Dr. Movement, and Dr. Happy. This is Paul Chek's system for living a happy and healthy life, I would say. And their catchphrase is, they're the last 4 doctors you'll ever need.
Yeah.
And in truth, it actually, I had a little machete incident in the garden, which took me to a doctor, but I really actually have found it to be true. And this is going on quite a while now, because I came across these teachings, I think in 2008 for the first time, maybe. And basically Dr. Diet, pretty straightforward, except it's not just the food and water that you eat and drink. It's also the ideas that you consume and digest and the music and everything in your life that you're digesting. Dr. Movement, he breaks down into working out and working in, activities that expend more energies that they generate versus activities that generate more energy than they expend. Dr. Quiet is about, rest and recovery and meditation. And Dr. Happy is actually where the rubber meets the road at the end of the day, because, you got to have a dream in this system, and keeping these 4 doctors in balance is the method for walking down what he calls your dream line, which is the line between you and your dream. And if you don't have a dream, you're going to be walking in circles probably.
Or living somebody else's dream or culture's dream.
Or your nightmare.
Which is a nightmare, yes.
Yeah. And so, identifying your dream may start with identifying your nightmare, and then getting out of that. That's another part of the teaching.
Yeah.
But the Dr. Happy is really the thing that kind of gets you up. Like, it's the magic sauce, because if you're, doing your best in all the other categories, but you're still completely, totally overextended in your life, which is kind of a common feeling. Like, we're trying to eat right, we're trying to sleep right, but work and family, it all fills up pretty quick, right? Yeah. So if you do an audit of your spiritual energy bank for the day, you'll find that you're pretty overextended. And only the Dr. Happy category can close those gaps, because when you do something in the movement category, like you do your workout for the day, the cost of doing that is pretty low, but you got to carve out some time in the schedule. The return on investment is pretty high. You might feel like 2 or 3 times better than when you leave. But in the Dr. Happy category, for me, it would be hiking in nature, or painting, or watching funny comedy, or playing with my daughter or dogs or something like that. The cost is extremely low usually. You just kind of have to step outside, and the return on investment is 1,000 to 1.
Yeah,
you feel a million times better after you go hiking for an hour in nature.
Yeah.
And so that Dr. Happy category is mostly forgotten in adults, and is kind of, I've found after 15 or 20 years, whatever it's been of living this way, that it's always where I need to make my correction. Almost always, because the other categories, diet, movement, sleep, if you're living a lifestyle where those things are important to you, you're usually not that off center. Maybe the holiday season, there's some other temptations around or whatever. But personally, I don't really drink. I don't do a variety of things that kind of come up this time of year. I don't eat sugar, so it's not really a big deal for me. That Dr. Happy category, I could easily fill my schedule up with work stuff and new retreats and new product ideas and replying to emails, whatever it is. And so to remember to schedule yourself into the system kind of as seriously as you take all the other things on your calendar, that's the secret sauce to that system, I found. Anyways.
All right, friends, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Radical Health Radio. We got a fresh new podcast for you every Wednesday. If you enjoyed the show, consider liking, subscribing, reviewing, and rating us on your podcast platform. It helps to spread this message of radical health. We'll see you next week.